Yo, Wagwan, I hope you are having a great morning, evening, night, whenever you are watching this. In this video, I want to talk about ruthless progression. It's going to be very, very interesting. This is a technique that's definitely going to help you move closer to your goals and keep on track. If you don't know who I am, I'm Jay Cartere from jaycartere.com, teaching you how to be better at YouTube marketing, online business, and music production. All things music, actually. I'll probably do some songwriting, tutorials and that sort of stuff at some point, because that's very fun. I really enjoy that sort of shit. But that's besides the point. Now, I've got my notes because I want to keep this on track, because I think this is really, 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 this is going to be really, really useful for you. And it's even something that I had to check myself the other day. And I'll tell you how that happened, basically. So we're going to be talking about ruthless progression, and ruthless progression is basically moving towards your goal consistently on a consistent basis. And there's a specific way to do this, and a specific mindset behind it, a specific strategy behind it that will really help you be as effective as possible. And I'm going to share that in a bit, so don't go away. Make sure you stay to the end of the video. But the other day, I was basically planning my strategy for marketing my beats and getting my music out there, because I'm jumping back into the music business basically. And I was going to focus on Instagram. I was going to focus on building my Instagram brand and all that sort of stuff, because I do want to test out Instagram. I do want to test out, learning how to market on Instagram and all that sort of stuff. And it seems like Instagram is a great place for artists and producers and all that sort of stuff. And it seems like that's where a lot of them are at. So I was writing up a strategy, but by the way, Facebook has closed my ad account. Like they disabled my ad account and all that sort of stuff, so I can't advertise on Instagram and Facebook. So that's another thing that made me kind of be like, do I really want to do this? But I was creating my Instagram strategy because it seemed like the best way to move forward. And then I stopped and I was like, wait, what am I doing here? Why am I going to dedicate all this time to an Instagram strategy, to posting like 3 different types of videos or photos and creating an Instagram strategy for every time I post the beat and all this sort of stuff? Like, why would I do this when I know how to market on YouTube? Like, why wouldn't I just do that? And then when that's working, I can move to Instagram and start dabbling over there and testing stuff out. And yeah, I just had to reanalyze what I was doing. I was about to go and spend a lot of time and a lot of effort into something that wasn't really going to help me reach the goals that I wanted to reach. Like, if I want to sell beats, does it make sense to start building a brand from the ground up on Instagram to try and sell beats? Or does it make more sense to use what I know, my YouTube marketing knowledge, in order to rank high on YouTube and, create tutorials around these beats and whatnot, and then just have the beat in the video, link it in at the end of the video, and link it, in the description and all that sort of stuff. And that sort of content is going to last for years and continually make me money. So I just realized it was a better strategy to move forward with the YouTube stuff. So I made a bunch of YouTube tutorials on, making my beats. And now as I make beats, I'm just recording it and I'll put it out so people can see how it's done, basically. So what I had to do was I had to analyze my actions and make sure that they were actually moving me towards where I wanted to go. Did I just want to build an Instagram profile because I wanted a popping Instagram profile? Like, is that what I wanted? Did I just want to be flashy on Instagram, on the gram, yeah? Is that what I wanted? Or was this an actual real business move that was the most efficient, effective business move moving forward? And it wasn't the most effective, efficient business move moving forward. So I chopped it out and was like, no, let's go back to the drawing board. Let me do what I know and let's focus on the YouTube stuff. So the first step in ruthless progression is basically you need to make sure that every action that you're taking serves your goal. And the way you do this is you question yourself every time you're about to take an action, or if you're planning or whatever. You question yourself, is this going to move me closer to my goal? And before you even try to use this strategy or this way of moving forward, you need to know what you want. You need to know clearly what your goal is and what you want. Because if you don't know that, then you're just moving towards anything and it's going to be very, very hard for you to get there. So you need to identify exactly what you want, exactly what your goal is, exactly what the end point is, so that you can then analyze every single action you're making and be like, does this lead me closer to that goal? And if it doesn't, stop doing it. If it does, do it, basically. So that's how I'm moving right about now. And yeah, you have to get rid of actions that don't move you towards that goal, because you're probably wasting a lot of time on things that aren't moving you, like moving that needle closer to where you need to get it to be. Because there's a lot of busy work. There's a lot of busy work to do. There's a lot of stuff that you can waste your time doing, feeling busy, feeling productive, but not actually being as productive as you can be. So it's very, very important to self-analyze and analyze the actions that you're actually currently taking, so you can clearly check whether these actions are making a real effect moving you towards your goal. And maybe, you know, you don't see the results from these actions today or tomorrow. Maybe the results of the actions come in 6 months from now. Like, it depends on what you're doing. For example, if you're trying to rank for a specific keyword or something like that, then obviously you might have to wait, you know, a few months and whatnot to see if it works out. But you know the overall strategy. I'm trying to rank for this keyword. If I rank for this keyword, this is going to happen. It's going to lead to this. So you know whether it's getting you towards your goal or not. And that's very, very important. Now, I also want to quickly touch on the 80-20 rule, because that's also a very, very important concept for you to understand. Now, the 80-20 rule basically boils down to, you'll get 80% of your results from 20% of the actions that you take, 20% of the things that you do. I've found this across my YouTube channel. Like, let's say 80% of my views come from like 20% of the videos. 80% of your sales will come from like 20% of your customers. 80% of your income will probably come from 20% of your customers, because you have the 20% of customers who are repeat customers and who are wealthier. So, you know, that's what it is. Basically, the way you want to use the 80-20 rule is you just want to keep on analyzing things that you're doing on a regular basis. I would say like every couple months, you want to analyze everything that you're doing, or maybe every month, depending on how much time you got and how quickly you're moving forward. But you want to analyze what you're doing and basically see what's getting you results and what's not getting you results. Now, this is different from analyzing things that are moving you closer towards your goal, because you might do something that should lead you closer towards your goal, but isn't actually getting you results. And then you can just double down on the things that are getting you results. So let's say you start a new series of videos, yeah? Which is basically, let me give you an example of what I'm going to do. So I've recorded about 3 beat tutorials right about now of me cooking up beats and whatnot, and it's fucking long. It took over an hour, yeah. It's very, very long. Now, I've also done a bunch of smaller tutorials on very, very specific things, like, you know, how to get your drum kits in FL Studio, this sort of stuff. I'm going to be putting out both of these types of content. One of them takes very, very long, but it's very, very in-depth. It's going to show you a bunch of stuff. And another type of content is very, very short, very easy for me to pump out. But it solves a very, very specific problem that people may be Googling and trying to find out. So over time, I'm going to be able to look back and see which kind of content does the best. Now, of course, the long form content needs to be done regardless, because of watch time and all that sort of stuff. It's just better to have long form content that people can watch like 20 minutes of or whatever. And that in-depth content will basically accent the easily watchable content, and they'll both work together hand in hand. But the point is, these are 2 different types of content, or I could do like different types of videos on different topics, like different types of beats. Like, let's say I'll show you how to make a melodic trap beat, or show you how to make a trap pop beat, or I'll show you how to make a modern hip hop beat, or like one of them boom bap beats that I don't really care about, because I'll never make a video on that. But let's say that I do, yeah. I can then look back after doing like a bunch of different variations around these videos. I can look back and see which type of video is doing the best for me, which one is actually driving the results I want. And the results I want It sells, yeah? So you've got to be very, very specific with the results you want. I want to sell beats. That is the result I want. More subscribers is not the result I want. More views is not the result I want. More watch time is not really the result I want, but it's okay. I don't care about those sorts of things. So when I'm actually analyzing these things, I need to look at what is actually driving the real result that I want. Sales, profit over popularity, yeah? That's what matters. So if I see that, the modern hip-hop boom bap beats aren't giving me the sales, cut it off. That's part of the 80%. If I see that the melodic trap beats aren't giving me the sales, cut it off. But honestly, that's like my favorite stuff to make, so I won't cut it off. But you see what I'm saying. You look at what you're doing, you see what's actually bringing you results, what's not bringing you results, and you double down on what's bringing you results, and you pump that up to get bigger, better results. And then as you do that, and as you continue to do that, you can keep on experimenting with other things that you don't know if it's going to work out yet, but you already have the main thing that is working out, and you're pumping a lot of energy and time and whatever into that, so that can basically do what you need to do, and you can also try other things. So you should always be experimenting, always be trying other things. That's how you keep on innovating. That's how you keep on, learning new things and learning what works and learning what does not work. And on basically the last point, I just want to basically touch on that YouTube is the best platform to promote yourself and market yourself and all that sort of stuff. Because I was going to touch up Instagram, and a big reason, apart from the fact that I know how to use YouTube and I know how to market on there, a big fact why I didn't focus on Instagram is because Instagram and most other social media networks, basically the lifetime of a post is very, very short. It's very, very short. So if I wanted to market my beats and whatnot on Instagram, I'd need to constantly do that. I'd need to be on there. It'd be like taking on another job. I need to be doing that and dedicating time to it every week and focusing on making that work. Now, obviously, I'm gonna be dedicating time to the YouTube stuff and all that sort of stuff. But the thing with YouTube is I can dedicate 6 months to making a large catalog of videos, and I can then take 6 months off and let those large catalog of videos work for me, because those videos are gonna rank. They're going to continue to bring in views over time. So it's basically on autopilot, which is you want to get as many things on autopilot as possible, because then you're actually running a real business. If you need to be there for your business to run consistently, you're not running a business, you're just self-employed, you're offering a service basically, because you need to be there. You need to provide that service. That is not what I want. I want to run a business where things are on autopilot. I love that shit. I love making money in my sleep. And YouTube really helps me do that. And the lifetime of the content is very, very long. If I upload a video today, 3 years from now, that video can still be serving people. If I upload a photo on Instagram today, 3 years from now, no one's going to care. If you upload a tweet on Twitter today, 3 years from now, no one's going to care. Now, maybe you get a viral tweet or whatever, or you have a really, really good tweet that people then bring up now and again at certain points in the year. Like today, I was scrolling through Twitter and there was some sort of tweet where people were saying what's like a tweet that made you laugh or whatever, and people were sharing tweets from a long time ago. But generally, like on a daily basis, people ain't really going to be seeing that tweet, cause like that's just the case. When you're on YouTube or on your own website and you create a blog post, you can create some information or create a piece of content that then can be found pretty much forever as long as people are searching for it. And that is the big advantage that YouTube and like Google and having your own website and having your own blog has over these social media websites, which is like, here today, gone tomorrow, and you have to consistently be on that hamster wheel. YouTube, it may feel like a hamster, depending on how you're chasing this YouTube thing. Like some people are just trying to chase views, and if that's what you're doing, then it will be hamster wheel for you, cuz. But if you actually build a real business and you build a real marketing engine, then it can just work for you while you're not about. So that's why I'm moving forward with YouTube, and I'm putting even more time and energy into it. But I'm really excited to move forward with this music stuff. And you really just need to understand what you want And then once you understand what you want, you can clearly make actions. You can clearly move forward with actions that align with that goal. And if you're doing something that doesn't align with that goal, you want to cut it off. Ruthless progression. Cut out everything that doesn't help you move closer to your goal and ruthlessly pursue that. And you will see yourself achieving things that you didn't think were possible. Trust me, it's wild out here. If you consistently move towards your goal, consistently, yeah? I'm not talking about you do it for 3 days and give up, or you do it for 2 weeks and give up because you didn't see results. I'm talking consistently. It might take 2-3 years. But if you do this consistently, well, depending on how much time you got in it. Because if you're just working on the weekends, then 2-3 years is not actually a lot of time. That's probably like 3 months of actual work. But the point is, if you work towards it consistently and you make sure that all your actions are leading towards that, bruv, there's no chance that you don't succeed. There's no chance, unless you give up. Because if you give up, then you lose, innit? But if you don't give up and you make sure all your actions are working towards that specific goal, you got no chance to not succeed, man. You're definitely going to win out here. As long as you keep doing it, you keep reanalyzing, you keep experimenting, you keep seeing what's working, seeing what's not working, cut out the stuff that's not working, put more energy into what is working, and over time, you build a strategy that works, you see what works, you see what doesn't work. I'd suggest going through like my course and all that sort of stuff if you just want the information without the trial and error. YouTubefornoobs.com, link in the description. I made it for YouTube gamers, but it works perfectly for creatives and musicians and all that sort of stuff as well, because all the concepts are the same concepts that I'm using today, basically. I just focused it on, gaming examples and all that sort of stuff. But I will be making a new version of the course either this year or next year. I'm not sure when I want to do it, because it's just a side thing. It's not really something that I need to focus on. Like the course and stuff is for you, innit? It's to help you. It's not really something that I need to be like, oh, I'm gonna make this course and I'm gonna focus on selling this course. Nah, it's not really something that I really care about that deep in terms of, making money from it and building it into a actual, build big business and all that sort of stuff. It's just a side business which helps people, because that's the main thing about the courses and stuff. The fact that it helps people get the results, and they can work with those people who are getting those results in other capacities and all that sort of stuff. And that's the fun part. That's the interesting part to me. But yeah, if you want to know the 5 most important steps to YouTube success, there's a link to my free course in the description, or go to jaycartere.com/free course. So you can stop being a starving artist, cuz like being a starving artist ain't cool. You need to learn how to make money. You need to learn how to build a business. You need to learn how to market your shit. YouTube is the best place to do it. 100%, I think so. Like, there's no real argument against YouTube, unless you just want to be on that constant grind and you never want to be able to take a break, or you don't want to be able to put up a video and earn from it 3 years later, which just sounds weird to me. YouTube is the place. It's the place to be. Link to the free course in the description. It's how I got to where I'm at, to be able to get financial freedom and chase this music thing and do what I want. So I highly suggest you go for it. And you'll also be added to my daily email list, where you'll learn even more about YouTube marketing, online business, and music production, all things music, because I share the gems on a daily basis as much as possible. I'll see you in the next video. Remember, ruthless progression. Some of you might know about ruthless aggression if you are a wrestling fan, but it's all about ruthless progression around here. Give me a hashtag ruthless progression in the comment section if you got to the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.